Here's an alien princess with a model-like figure. The first thing she does every morning is wash her face with pearls. His is a planet called Mu, and its blue sky is incredibly beautiful. The Muons spend their entire lives harvesting pearls by the sea. These pearls are far more than just a means of preserving youth. Each one holds the energy equivalent to 20 million tons of nuclear bombs, and this gold-devouring beast is equally remarkable. At this moment, the Queen steps out of the palace and selects the most powerful pearl, the Celestial King Pearl. Then, the princess places the Celestial King Pearl into the mouth of the gold-devouring beast. Countless identical Celestial King Pearls are instantly replicated, falling into the sacred pool. In an instant, the energy spreads throughout the entire planet. At that moment, an explosion occurs in the sky, and they have no idea what is happening. The king immediately ordered everyone to evacuate to a safe zone. The princess runs toward her father, while the gold-devouring beast cowers in the corner, trembling in fear. A colossal star-class battleship crashes into the surface, and an enormous shockwave sweeps across the land. Everyone takes shelter inside the wreckage of the spaceship, but as they close the hatch, the door handle snaps off. The princess is trapped outside the door, pleading with her father. However, the king is powerless to open the hatch again. The princess unleashes her energy, returning to the cosmos to summon her soul guardian, and Valerian is the one who has been chosen. In this interstellar war, someone has activated the doomsday nuclear bomb. The entire Mu planet is affected and is completely destroyed. The Muons who hid in the wreckage of the spaceship manage to survive against all odds. Inside the spaceship, they start to study these previously unseen objects and discover that countless civilizations exist in the universe. They also learn that the war between humans and other civilizations led to the destruction of their planet. One day, they are discovered by a scrap salvage ship and taken to the Alpha space station. Also known as the City of 1,000 Planets, it was originally just a small space station built by humans. But now, different civilizations and species all gather here. Not only are there 30 million humans, but also over 60 million aliens from other planets. The station is divided into 4 zones, forming what is now known as the Universal Federation. The Muons have found a place to settle as well. They quietly observe their surroundings and continuously acquire new knowledge. They aim to build their own spaceship, using the gold-devouring beast and their only remaining Celestial King Pearl to help rebuild their homeland. Soon, they discover the whereabouts of the gold-devouring beast. It's located in the Freeland Grand Market. This place is like a cosmic wholesale market, existing in another dimensional space. Must wear special gear to be able to see the surroundings. The Muons find the leader of the black market, who claims to have the gold-devouring beast in his possession. On that day, 2 Muons approach the leader, hoping to exchange the Celestial King Pearl for the gold-devouring beast. But the leader only wants to snatch the Celestial King Pearl. At that moment, someone points a gun at the back of the leader's head. It's Valerian. The gun is called the Dimension Transfer Box, capable of achieving multi-dimensional jumps within the box's space. Laureline is holding another transfer box and demands that the gold-devouring beast be placed inside the box. Valerian took the Celestial Pearl. When they were about to leave, they encountered trouble. Their companions grabbed their gear to support Valerian and Laureline. While Valerian was escaping, his transfer box was damaged by a dog bite, causing his right hand to get stuck and unable to jump out of the space. Under attack, Valerian used the weight of the transfer box to sink himself deeper into the multi-dimensional space. He happened to encounter an alien child that looked like an egg. He placed a steel bullet into the child's toy gun. The child shot the boss's henchman, and Valerian then activated the magnetic transfer switch. Valerian successfully escaped by taking the elevator. With Laureline's help, he also repaired the transfer box. The furious black market boss released a savage beast to hunt them down. The 2 quickly found their teammates who had come to provide backup. The bus transformed into an armored hover vehicle. By then, the beast had already broken through the wall in pursuit. The bullets had no effect on the beast, and it leapt onto the roof of the vehicle. Valerian quickly called for the spaceship to come for backup. The spaceship soared rapidly into the sky, and the 6-legged beast plummeted from the high altitude. Afterward, they returned to Alpha, the City of 1,000 Planets. It was then that Laureline took a closer look at the legendary gold-eating beast. She let the little creature eat her diamond earrings to test the gold-eating beast's magical abilities. Sure enough, they ended up with a pile of diamonds. The higher-ups detected abnormal activity in the space station. They immediately convened an interstellar meeting to discuss countermeasures with other alien officials. At that moment, a massive surge of energy blasted through the walls of the conference room. The Mu aliens wielded special weapons that sprayed a liquid membrane, completely enveloping them. This would put them into a state of hibernation. Hiding Valerian was still discovered and was sealed in place. The Mu aliens aimed to capture the human commander. They used an anti-gravity clamp to grab the commander by the head and effortlessly lifted him away. After the Mu aliens left, the item Valerian had been holding in his mouth activated, releasing a laser needle that easily cut through the sealing membrane. Upon exposure to oxygen, Valerian immediately woke up and rescued Laureline. After locating the commander, Valerian activated his protective armor and charged toward the commander's position with reckless abandon. At this point, the Mu aliens had already piloted their spaceship away. He piloted the spaceship in pursuit. He intended to attack with missiles, but the enemy split into countless small ships. After chasing for a while, Laureline lost Valerian's signal. Laureline sought out the Psyduck from the planet Dagis. They were well informed and could provide assistance for a price. Together, they sought out the Mad Old Man for help in finding the jellyfish with superpowers. This jellyfish is parasitic and resides on Romlong. Despite being very careful, they startled Romlong and nearly got eaten. Fortunately, they successfully captured a jellyfish. The jellyfish's superpower is that when placed on the head, it can connect neurons. This means that by thinking of someone, you can perceive what they are seeing at that moment, but it cannot last more than a minute, or it becomes very dangerous. With the jellyfish's assistance, she located the unconscious Valerian. After reviving Valerian, she spotted a colorful, vibrant butterfly. The butterfly turned out to be bait dropped by the Blumbus people from the cliff above. These big-eyed creatures usually fish here, eating whatever they catch. Knowing Laureline was in danger, Valerian intentionally grabbed a butterfly and was also pulled up to the cliff. He shot and killed the opponent. He saw Laureline being captured and taken to the Blumbus territory. He needed to find a way to sneak in. He arrived at the nearby town of Paradise. This was the red light district of Alpha, where all kinds of species could be found. He found an alien species known as the Enchantress, which excelled in disguise. She could transform into any appearance, but her true form was that of a blue octopus. She agreed to help Valerian and accompanied him to the Blumbus territory. The octopus wrapped around Valerian, then transformed him into the appearance of a Blumbus person. Then they easily infiltrated the territory. It was during the Blumbus King's mealtime. The king was clearly very particular about his food. Laureline, dressed in an extravagant outfit, caught the king's attention. They thought the king admired her beauty, but it turned out he saw her as a delicacy. That's when Laureline realized what the king intended. She tried to run, but it was already too late. Just as Laureline's head was about to be cut open, the disguised Valerian threw a dagger. He swiftly seized the twin blades, killed two of the big-eyed creatures, and then leapt forward, decapitating the king. With the help of the octopus, they escaped through the sewers. Unfortunately, the octopus died and turned to ashes. Valerian and Laureline continued their search for the commander and came upon a dazzling curtain of light. A Mu alien emerged from the light curtain and invited them to enter. Inside the light curtain was the remaining territory of the Mu aliens, where the commander was also located. The reason for bringing Valerian inside was that he was the guardian of the princess's soul. Before the princess died, she returned her energy to the universe, and Valerian was chosen as her guardian. Laureline was also curious about what had happened to the Mu planet that led to their loss of homeland. The king explained that humans and aliens engaged in an interstellar war above the Mu planet. Despite knowing that there was an intelligent civilization on the Mu planet, the commander chose to violate interstellar law and activated the Doomsday nuclear bomb. This resulted in the destruction of the Mu planet, and he also killed the subordinates who were aware of the secret. The surviving Mu aliens unexpectedly arrived in Alpha and worked hard to learn knowledge and technology. They also had to evade the commander's pursuit. They hoped to rebuild their homeland, but first, they needed the Celestial King Pearl and the Gold Devouring Beast. The Gold Devouring Beast was with Laureline, while the Celestial King Pearl was with Valerian. Valerian and Laureline were not fully convinced, so the king called upon the commander to confront them. The truth couldn't be hidden any longer, and the commander attempted to persuade them using racism. The righteous Valerian knocked the commander unconscious and returned the treasures. At that moment, the commander's rescue team and K-type robots also arrived. The king fed the celestial king pearl to the little creature. The eyes of the gold-devouring beast emitted a strange blue light, and the celestial king pearl was replicated into countless pearls. The energy produced by the celestial king pearls continuously gathered into the spaceship. Vibrant energy beams filled the entire space. Soon, the original beauty of the new planet was perfectly replicated. The two were left speechless by the scene, and then the king retrieved the princess's soul energy that had been residing in Valerian's body. As they were about to leave, they learned that they were surrounded by human soldiers outside. Valerian decided to report the commander's crimes to higher-ranking officials. They needed to wake up the commander and have him confess everything himself. Unexpectedly, the commander issued an order to the K-type robots outside, commanding them to kill everyone who knew the secret. The enraged Laureline furiously struck the commander. At that moment, Valerian charged out of the light curtain with his weapon, engaging in battle with the robots. He drew the fire away and, before the Mu spaceship launched, jumped back into the light curtain. The spaceship broke through the wall, using curvature flight to tear through space and vanish from sight. They didn't kill the commander, but instead suspended him in place. The commander was also arrested for violating interstellar law. Of course, the Mu aliens restored their original home somewhere in the universe and returned to a peaceful life. Perhaps Valerian and Laureline will get married on the restored new planet. They both grew tired of the interstellar conflicts, and living a peaceful life with the Mu people seemed like a good choice. This concludes the introduction to the movie. Thank you for watching.